My goal is for this to be the most simple and the easiest to understand walkthrough on how to lose weight and get fit. If you simply follow what I outlined for you in this video, you won't recognize the man looking back at you in the mirror. My name is Cliff Brooks, and I've spent the last 25 years as a health and performance coach learning how to get you jacked and shredded so you don't have to. So why am I teaching you how to do this on your own without me? Well, I'm teaching you how to do this without me so that if you do need accountability or help, or if for some reason you get stuck, you will trust me enough to hire me. This is going to be a lot of information, but I'm going to give it you in my Cliff Notes version and make this easy and fast for you to understand how to lose weight and get fit. So if you follow this, you should have no problems. But since this is generalized information and it's not specific to your body, lifestyle, goals, and needs, if you do have any specific questions, either comment below or send me a DM. The good thing is that everything I'm about to tell you is easy to do. And then the bad thing is that everything I'm about to tell you is easy not to do. To be successful, you want to focus on 3 key areas. Number 1 is nutrition. Number 2 is exercise. And number 3 is making an identity shift. These are going to create new lifestyle habits and beliefs that you are and deserve to be a fit, strong, and healthy man. So here is a simple, sustainable strategy for you to follow. What makes us different? What I do for my clients before they get started with me is we have you go get your lab work done. You go to the doctor, you have your blood drawn. You will then have 27 different tests run with 84 different biomarkers. Next, you will take a gut health test so you can see what foods you have an allergic reaction to or if you have an intolerance to and is causing you to have inflammation in your body, which is stopping your progress. Then you will have a consult with a highly specialized medical team to go over all of your results. This way, we have an in-depth information to create your customized shredded executive protocol. Now, if you don't have access to getting all the blood work, the testing, and the medical team, you can send me a message and I will be able to put you in contact with the same professionals that we use. So the first thing that you need to do is set a proper foundation. So we're going to start with metabolic restoration and body fat reduction. So we are going to aggressively strip away body fat until you look into the mirror and you like what you see. And when you stand on the scale, your weight is in a healthy and acceptable range. This will be different for everyone. We will not be going by the BMI, your body mass index chart. Instead, we're going to focus on your body fat percentage. That is a better indicator of your health. And here's why. According to the BMI, I should be 175 pounds at my height of 5'11". But I'm 215 pounds and I have visible abs. But according to the BMI chart, I am clinically obese. So instead, we're going to aim for anywhere from 10% to 15% body fat as your first goal. We are not going to think about bulking you up until you can see your abs. And then we will lean bulk you. And here's why. We're going to start with a calorie deficit. To lose weight, you must eat fewer calories than you burn on a daily basis. You want to use a calorie tracking app like MyFitnessPal, and you want to weigh and track all the foods that you are eating. Forget what your uneducated friends tell you. You can only lose weight if you are eating less calories than your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. This is the total number of calories your body burns in a day. This includes everything from the calories that you burn staying alive, breathing, sleeping, digesting food, to the calories burned through physical activity, exercise, walking, or even fidgeting like I'm kind of doing right now. Think of it as the number of calories you need to eat to maintain your current weight. If you eat more than your total daily energy expenditure, I'm going to call it TDEE from now on, you gain weight. If you eat less, then you will lose weight. Your TDEE is influenced by factors like your age, your weight, your height, your gender, and how active you are throughout the day. Your TDEE is made up of 4 main components. Number 1 is your basal metabolic rate, BMR. This is the number of calories that your body burns just to keep you alive. Even if you were laying on the couch watching Netflix all day, this is the amount of calories that your body burns. It covers basic bodily functions like breathing, maintaining your body temperature, and keeping your heart beating. Your BMR accounts for 60 to 70% of your total daily energy expenditure. Number 2 is physical activity. This is exercise and movement. This includes all the calories that you burn from intentional exercise, like cardio or lifting weights, and non-exercise activities like walking or cleaning your house. The more active you are, the more calories that you burn. And this can account for anywhere from 15 to 30% of your TDEE, depending on how active you are during the day. Number 3 is the thermic effect of food. This is the energy your body uses to digest, absorb, and process the food that you eat. Typically, about 10% of the calories that you consume are burned through digestion. Protein is going to be the food that will burn the most calories to digest. Number 4 is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. We call this NEAT for short. These are the calories that are burned from daily movements that aren't considered exercise, like typing on your computer, standing, moving around the house, and just fidgeting and doing nothing. So your NEAT can vary a lot between different individuals and can account for a small to moderate portion of your total daily energy expenditure. Getting your steps in, going for 10,000 steps a day is not non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You are intentionally taking a walk. That is considered physical activity. These 4 components together determine your total daily energy expenditure for your entire day. Do you understand now why it's so important for you to track your calories? Yeah, I get it. You don't want to track your calories. But if you're watching this video to learn how to lose weight and you currently have weight to lose, then you need to do something different that you haven't been doing. I'm sure that you track in every other aspect of your life. Try running your business without knowing your KPIs and see how long you stay in business. Or try going to work tomorrow and tell your boss that you're not doing any more paperwork and see how much longer you stay employed. Or don't look at your bank account and hope that you have money to pay your bills. Sounds kind of ridiculous when you look at it that way, doesn't it? Old keys do not unlock new doors. What gets measured gets managed. You have to do things differently if you want a different result. What always has been does not always have to be, but that only will change when you make something change in your life and do things differently. So you want to aim for a deficit of anywhere from 500 to 1,000 calories per day for a steady weight loss of 1 to 2 pounds per week. The easiest way to do this is to have a calorie deficit of 500 calories a day from your food and then burn 500 calories a day from your exercise. You should already be aiming for walking 10,000 steps a day, and that will help you to burn around 500 calories. When you add in your weight training a few times a week, you should be able to burn that 500 calories a day, no problem. The average American walks anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day. Get up off your ass and walk more. For every 5 minutes you walk, that's about 500 steps. For every 10 minutes, that's roughly 1,000 steps. So if you walk for 10 minutes after you eat 3 times a day, that's going to be an additional 3,000 steps. Add that to the average and you're almost at your daily 10,000. Make those walks a daily habit and bring your kids if you can. Get them away from the video games and outside and exercising more. Set your daily calories at 10 times your desired body weight. I know you want fast results, so we're going to be aggressive from the start. Or set your daily calories at 12 times your desired body weight if you prefer to go a little slower and have a less aggressive approach. That's the number of calories you need to eat every day to start losing fat. If your goal is to weigh 200 pounds, you should aim from anywhere between 2,000 to 2,400 calories a day, depending on how aggressive you want to get after it. Download a calorie tracker like MyFitnessPal. That will work great. And start logging what you're eating. Don't use the ratios that are pre-programmed into MyFitnessPal. That's not going to get you where you want to go fast enough. Please keep this in mind. You're starting something brand new. You will make mistakes. You won't be perfect. And don't let that frustrate you. Just be consistent. And as the days go by, you will get better at hitting your numbers as long as you're putting in effort. Just be consistent every day. But here is the real key to success: protein. You're not just trying to lose weight. The goal is preserving muscle while burning fat. So you want to make sure that you're eating a minimum of 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight. Once again, if your goal is to weigh 200 pounds, shoot for 200 grams of protein a day. This will keep you full. It will help repair your muscles after your workouts, and it'll prevent your body from breaking down the muscle that you've worked so hard to build. What about the rest of the calories? Well, I'm glad you asked. Split those between the carbs and the fats. It doesn't really matter how you split it. Studies show that a high fat, low carb, and a high carb and low fat diet, they produce very similar results, almost identical. If you don't go over your calories and hit your daily protein goal, remember, be consistent. Don't go over your daily calories and make sure you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you like to eat fattier foods, eat less carbs per day. If you like to eat more carbs, eat less fatty foods. It's not necessary to cut out all of your carbs. And also, don't cut out all of your fats either, because you need them for your hormonal health. I'm going to say this again because it's important. Forget about obsessing over your fats and your carbs. They're not the enemy here. You can adjust those as needed based on your personal taste. Just make sure that you're hitting your protein and your calorie goals. Then just rotate eating the same thing every couple of days. Keep it simple and sustainable. What I do is I have about 5 different meals that I eat for breakfast. And then I have 10 different meals that I can rotate out for lunches and dinners. So I don't feel like I'm eating the same thing every day. There's 15 meals that I rotate through. There's lots of different options. Now let's talk about eating real food. Forget restrictive diets. You're gonna hate life if you try to be too restrictive. You don't need to eat chicken, broccoli, and brown rice every single day at every single meal just to lose fat. You could, but you're gonna be miserable and you're gonna quit. Keep your meals full of nutrient-dense foods, lean meats, fruits, veggies, dairy. Well, I don't eat dairy because it doesn't agree with me. And if dairy doesn't agree with you, don't eat it either. Whole grains. These are the foods that you're going to find along the outside edges of the grocery store. These are the foods that will expire and rot faster than the highly processed foods in boxes in the middle of the store. These are the foods that will keep you feeling satisfied and staying in a deficit. You're going to be satiated. These foods are going to take longer to digest, and they're going to keep you full compared to the highly processed foods that you're probably eating right now. You don't have to deprive yourself either. Leave room for the foods that you love. You can have a burger or you have a beer every now and then, and you won't destroy your progress. It'll actually help you to stay on track because you won't feel like you're punishing yourself. So I recommend against the 80-20 split that most people are going to tell you to do. You need more structure in your life. So go with 90% whole, nutritious, minimally processed foods, and then 10% fun foods to keep you sane. No, you do not get cheat meals. Look in the mirror. Your entire life has been made up of multiple cheat meals, probably a couple times a day for how many years? That is why you are in the situation that you are in right now watching this video. Fit in the foods that you like. These are going to be your guilty pleasure foods in that 10%. This is why it is important to learn how to track. This fat loss phase can last as long as necessary. It really depends on your starting point because everyone is different. And it also depends on your adherence to the program. Once you get your body fat to 10 to 15%, this is where you can see your abs, where they'll be visible. Now it's time to start packing on muscle to your frame. The second thing we're going to execute and implement is strength training. Once you've leaned out and stripped off enough fat for you to like the reflection in the mirror and the numbers on the scale, now this is where the fun begins. It's time to turn you into a modern day Spartan. This is where you start eating in a calorie surplus, but you're going to do it strategically. You're going to figure out what your maintenance calories are. This is your TDEE that we talked about earlier. You can send me a DM and I'll give you a link to a training so you can learn how to calculate this on your own, or you can just Google calorie calculator. Keep in mind, these online calculators are going to be a rough estimate that doesn't take into account all of your unique lifestyle factors. You're going to increase your calories by about 300 to 500 calories per day, so you have enough calories to help you build muscle without putting on a ton of extra and unnecessary body fat. You will put on body fat during this phase, but the goal is to keep you as lean as possible. Keeping your protein intake high, stay at 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then the best use of the extra calories will be to eat more carbs to give your body fuel to grow. When I say carbs, I don't mean highly processed junk food. Eat things like rice, potatoes, quinoa, oats, things like that. Don't lose your mind. This isn't a free pass to eat everything in sight. It's controlled. You're using these extra calories to build muscle, not fat. During this phase, your focus will shift from reducing the number on the scale to getting strong as fuck in the gym. The stronger you get, the more muscle will grow on your body. Don't focus on getting big. Focus on lifting heavy weights for you and pack on size. Every week, you should be lifting more weight and doing more reps. I want you to visualize yourself under the bar, your muscles straining, but pushing through and feeling the rush of hitting a new PR. That's how you grow. And if you can only work out 3 days a week, I want you to do full body workouts. If you're going to work out 4 days a week, aim for 2 upper body workouts and 2 lower body workouts. And if you want to work out 5 days a week, don't. Use that 5th day to plan and prep your meals. No amount of training will outwork a bad diet. This is where most people drop the ball. Well, that's not true. You could outwork a shitty diet, but working out would have to become your full-time job just to get mediocre results. And you'd end up injured or in the hospital with rhabdomyolysis. And this isn't a badge of honor. In fact, it's the dumbest shit you can do to yourself because you just don't listen. Focus on doing compound exercises. Compound exercises are multi-joint movements that recruit multiple muscles to pick up, lift, and move the weight. Doing these will help you to build muscle on your entire frame much faster than just doing isolation exercises like bicep curls. But we're still going to do curls for the girls. But seriously, if you want your arms to fill out your sleeves, focus on building your triceps, not just the biceps. 2/3 of your arm are your triceps. All right, so back to the compound lifts. Remember the big 5: squats, bench press, deadlifts, rows, and overhead press. And for a sixth, I always add in pull-ups to grow a big back, but a lot of men can't do pull-ups. You do not need to work out every day of the week or multiple times a day. You are going to be in this building phase for a long time, a minimum of 6 months. But if you really want to see your body transform, your goal should be 12 to 18 months. Then when you cut down, you're going to be a fucking monster, an absolute jacked and shredded savage. Building muscle takes time, longer than you think, and the longer you stay in this phase, the better your results will be. You'll gain a little fat, but it's part of the process. But it's worth it for the muscle and the strength that you're going to build. If you start gaining too much fat, dial it back a bit. And instead of eating 500 calories a day, bring it down to 300 calories a day. Keep it controlled and don't panic if you gain a few pounds. It's about the big picture here. Combine your strength training with cardio. I don't care if it's high intensity interval training, HIIT for short, or low intensity steady state cardio, just walking on the treadmill. I don't care what you do as long as you do it. Walk 10,000 steps a day. If you do that, you should be able to burn an extra pound of fat off your body a week. And if you find that doing all this cardio isn't causing your weight to go up and your body to change, you can add in some extra calories to offset the calories that you're burning. You want to have a conditioned body. Trust me, you'll have that strong, powerful physique with chiseled muscles if you do this the right way the first time. The third thing that we're going to do is optimize your lifestyle. This is the superhero dad phase. The discipline that you create getting your body and your mind in shape, it's going to spread into every other aspect of your life. You're going to be dominating in your fitness. You're going to have confidence that's through the roof. You're going to be the walking embodiment of a role model for your wife, for your kids, and for your friends. And you're also going to be the shit when it comes to your career. You're going to have another gear when it comes to business. It's never going to be better, and you're going to be making more money. When you look into the mirror, you have a mental picture of what you could look like, of who you could be if you buckled down and got your shit together. Every man does. It's in this phase that we turn you into the most elite version of yourself. You've literally worked your ass off to get to this phase. The man that you're going to become, you're going to be building him for a minimum of a year. You will have changed your entire identity. You're going to be full of confidence and belief. Belief that you are and deserve to be that fit, strong, and healthy man who lives a life of excellence. When you look in the mirror, you are now what I call a business athlete. Don't fuck it up by slipping back into your old bad habits that got you overweight, out of shape, and unhappy in the first place. Remember why you started. Recovery is just as important as exercise and nutrition. You want to drink plenty of water. Ideally, you drink a gallon of water a day, but take your body weight and divide it in half. That is the minimum amount of ounces that you should aim for each day. And on the days that you work out, add another 30 ounces to make up for the sweat that you lose. And don't forget to add electrolytes to your water. You can use sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, but most people buy packages like Liquid IV or LMNT. And the reason why you need electrolytes is because your body needs minerals, and that's going to be the potassium, the magnesium, and then the salt. Sleep is a non-negotiable. Make sure that you're getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. Your body only recovers from the damage that you do to it during the day when you're sleeping. But your body only repairs the damage if you give it the proper nutrients. Make sure that you're eating the right nutrition. Remember, you're never going to out-exercise a bad diet. It's just not going to happen, so stop trying. Proper hydration and sleep, they are essential for fat loss and muscle recovery. Without them, you're sabotaging your progress. Avoid extreme diets. Stay away from crash diets, No more fad diets, and stop with the quick fixes or whatever the hell you want to call them. Just don't do them. Focus on sustainable habits that you can maintain long-term for lasting results. Learn what actually works for your body and stick to it. If you can't eat a specific way for more than a year, hell, for 3 years, just don't do it. Perfection isn't the goal. Consistency is. Perfectionism is simply failure on an installment plan. Don't try to be perfect because you'll never get started. Just try to be better than you were yesterday. Consistency beats perfection every time. So why did I film this training? Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to fucking win. And I want you to use this program and be successful. But if for some reason you do need help and you need accountability, I want you to turn to me for help because you trust me. All of this information can be found on Google. You can search the words weight loss and you'll get 4 billion results. Billion with a B in under a second. We are more connected than we've ever been before, and yet we're more confused than ever. Information without application is 100% useless. I have laid this all out for you in a simple and easy to understand way that you can implement today. You do not need more information. You need more implementation and accountability. I get it that you want to do this on your own, and that is exactly why I made this training for you. But taking 5 years to learn how to lose and keep off 25 pounds, it's not a badge of honor. You should be wearing proudly. It's not. Time is the one resource that we'll never get back. Think of all the time that you could save. Think of all the mental and the emotional stress that you could bypass if you simply asked for help. Think about how much healthier you could be and how much money you could save if you just would ask for some help now instead of wasting all that time and effort trying to figure it out on your own. And if you've made it this far and you know that you need help, let's talk. If you've been struggling and you can't do this on your own, my coaching will take the guesswork out of all of this. My program is called The Catalyst, and I provide accountability and support on top of all the information, the implementation, and everything else that we haven't even discussed yet that you haven't thought about, which is the main reason why you haven't been able to reach the goals. It all starts and stops up here. But then once you learn it, you have to implement it. And if you'd like a personalized plan that's based on your body, your lifestyle, your goals, and your needs, send me a DM. I'm here to help. Your entire life can change with 6 months of consistency. But you have to consistently do what's right, or you're going to get more of what you've always gotten. Remember, old keys do not unlock new doors.